My name is Asia, and welcome back to Dragon News. Young Men on the Wall have a jail tour today. Happy birthday to Noah Elliott. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey everyone, it's that time of the week again, week number 3 of the Leachman Buick GMC One Classroom at a Time program. This week it brings us to Henry Moss Middle School, and we are awarding this week's presentation to Mrs. Megan Durbin Houchins and her after-school crochet and knitting club.
Let's go check it out.
All right, let's go. All right. I'm Cody with WKY TV. I'm joined by Leachman Buick GMC as well, and we heard from your husband, Jermaine, all the awesome things that you do inside the classroom and specifically what you do outside of the classroom with your crochet and knitting club. So he told us just the impact that you give to your students in the classroom. So on behalf of Leachman Buick GMC and our One Classroom at a Time promotion, we want to help you with that after school program. So we are awarding you this check for $500.
When you read crochet and knitting codes, it's almost like its own separate language, learning how to read the patterns and stuff, all the math skills, measurement, counting, multiplication, division, precision. So really good critical thinking and perseverance skills that not only help academically, but also just in life.
Miss Durbin, she's pretty much a nice teacher. We try to make blankets, hats, and all kind of things.
My mom, when I was little, she made me a baby blanket and everything like that. Was crocheting, and it was really nice, and I just really wanted to learn how to do it.
It's part of our mission about providing those opportunities for kids, both inside the school day and outside. So she's done an outstanding job.
This week's recipient of the Leachman Buick GMC One Classroom at a Time award is Mrs. Durbin Houchins from Henry Moss Middle School.
Josephine, Mary, and I researched a few celebrities for our segment, Who Am I?
I competed in WWF and WWE from 1996 to 2004. In 2007, I set an all-time record by earning the highest income for a first starring role after receiving $5.5 million. I acted alongside Kevin Hart in Jumanji. Who am I?
Muhammad Ali.
What?
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I have brown hair, glasses. I graduated from WKU. I work with ESL and my room number is 202. Who am I?
Miss Hart.
I'm a former member of the R&B girl group Destiny's Child. I also became a widely successful solo artist. I won 24 Grammy Awards. I'm married and have 3 kids. Who am I?
The Beyonce.
I teach 7 Silver. I'm from Ohio. I'm in room 127. I taught at Columbus City Schools. Who am I?
Miss Coops.
Hi, sisters!
I'm a Canadian singer-songwriter and model. I gained a following in 2013 by posting song covers on Vine. I collaborated with Camila Cabello on some songs. Who am I?
Shawn Mendes.
Shawn Mendes.
I teach 8 Blue. I'm 3'5". I'm in room 325. I love soccer and basketball. Go UK and USA. Who am I?
Mr. Rowe.
I'm a singer-songwriter. I won my first Grammy for Best New Artist in 2016. I'm a 26-year-old female. Who am I?
I have no clue. Girl, I don't know.
I'm a lead singer of a rock band. I was joined by guitarist Brian May. My name used to be Farrick Bulsara, but later changed it. I died November 24th, 1991 from Bronx.
Mercury.
Here's MMA with What Are the Chances?
What are the chances of me smacking you? 1, 2, 3, 2.
Don't do it hard. Don't do it hard.
Ready? Move your hand.
Go.
1, 2, 3.
3.
1, 2, 3, 2.
Oh!
Yeah. Move it, just go like this.
If you do it hard,
I'm not gonna do it.
2, 3, 2.
1.
1, 2, 3,
4.
4. What 1, 2, 3, 4.
What are the chances of being in a cartwheel?
1, 2, 3, 5.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 3.
One.
Dang it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay,
This is a challenge, bro.
1, 2, 3.
3.
What's your plan for the future? Next up is a podcast about colleges.
60-second podcast. I'm Austin.
I'm Hunter.
And this week's topic is colleges. The college that I want to go to is MIT. I want to major in aerospace engineering, and I think college is very beneficial because it gives you a lot of opportunities throughout life. College can also be negative. If you come from a lower income family, they might have a hard time paying tuition. What about you, Hunter?
I want to go to Yale. I want to major in computer science. One positive thing from going to college is that you can make more money. And one negative thing, I think, is getting into college is hard.
That's cool, Hunter.
Okay, I want to go to Duke University because I did this thing called Duke Tip, where basically I get to go to a summer studies program there, and I feel like they'd have good opportunities for it.
I want to go to Louisville because they have great athletes, and I want to follow Lamar Jackson's footsteps.
Second podcast. We'll see you next week.
Roll the credits.
Last week our teacher highlight was Miss Blaze. Let's see who's up next.
This is my 17th year teaching. I went to Siena Heights University in Adrian, Michigan. I teach 8th grade reading. Being able to make a difference in the lives of the students that I work with. I taught for the city schools for 13 years at Bowling Green Junior High and part of this year at Parker Bennett Elementary. I have one. My favorite holiday would be Christmas.
Coming next is another Athlete of the Week.
Why do you think Frederick deserves to be Athlete of the Week?
His hard work has been unparalleled, and he has made huge strides at the start of off-season workouts.
Frederick deserves to be Athlete of the Week because he works hard in practice, he's a good O-lineman, and he does what he's supposed to do.
A minute is not a long time. What game can you win in a minute? Up next is How Do You Do It with George, Ali, and Adam.
What is the correct way to put the toilet paper roll? Over or under?
Toilet paper?
Yeah.
Over? I don't know.
She doesn't know how to use toilet paper.
I don't know how to
She
use
doesn't know how to
toilet
use it. She doesn't know how to use it. She doesn't. She never.
I would say over. Over.
Oh, for sure over.
Okay.
Because otherwise you have to like be reaching. No, it's too awkward. Definitely over. 100% over. I'm right. Everyone else is wrong.
What is the correct way to use toilet paper? Over or under?
I don't use toilet paper. I use leaves.
Oh, same bro.
In case you need a refresher on what to do in the cafe, the Doshas and Brie have your back with cafe procedures.
Going to the cafeteria, you should be at level 0 in the hallway. There will be no gum in the cafeteria. When entering the cafeteria, you should be at level 0 or 1 and quickly go to your class's assigned table. You will sit patiently and wait for your class to be called to get food. When in line to get food, stay against the wall and keep your hands to yourself.
Once in the kitchen area, you are expected to be at a level 0 to 1. You should know your lunch ID before getting to the cashier. Use proper table manners and clean up when you're done. When you finish, throw away your tray and sit at your tables to wait for your class to leave. When in line to leave, you should be in a straight line at a voice level of 0 or 1. In the mornings, you are expected to follow the same directions as you are when you go to lunch. You should take off your hood as soon as you enter the building, and if you are eating, find a seat and leave your stuff there. No backpacks in the cafe line. If you're not eating or you finish eating, you are to go to the gym or the library until the bell rings. Once the bell rings, you will throw away your trash and wait to be dismissed by table.
Here's a weekly tech tip with Viviana.
Tip is the trash can application. After dragging an item into the trash can application, what some people might not know is that you actually have to get back on the trash can application and click the empty option to delete the items. Let me show you an example. I can take this screenshot and drag it into the trash can application, and then I have to get back on the trash can application and press the empty option to delete it.
I'm Jen, this is week 7 of Mind Up Monday. In the last few weeks we have learned about mindful listening, mindful seeing, and mindful smelling. In each of these lessons we have learned to use our senses to slow down our experiences and reaction in order to be more focused and aware of the moment. This week we will learn about mindful tasting to do the same thing. First, let's talk a little more about the human brain. Last week we talked about neurotransmitters, specifically dopamine. Remember, dopamine is a chemical that helps your brain concentrate. Pay attention, remember, and keep trying. A second neurotransmitter is serotonin. Serotonin helps regulate your appetite, sleep, aggression, mood, and pain. We also have a chemical that is important for attentiveness, emotion, sleeping, dreaming, and learning. First, let's talk a little bit more about the human brain. Last week, we talked about neurotransmitters, specifically dopamine. Remember, dopamine is a chemical that helps your brain concentrate, pay attention, remember, and keep trying. A second neurotransmitter is serotonin. Serotonin helps regulate your appetite, sleep, aggression, mood, and pain. We also have a chemical that is important for attentiveness, emotions, sleeping, dreaming, and learning. When one or more of these chemicals is out of balance, it affects our mental state and mood. Using mindful activities such as the one we are learning will help balance the 3 chemicals. Okay, let's get into mindful tasting. Mindful activities like what you are doing today helps train your PFC to pay attention, absorb details, and think clearly. We will get 2 cups with a small amount of water in each. You will also receive a coffee Venn diagram. When directed by your teacher, you will take a drink of the first cup. As you sample the first cup, be sure to consider any texture, scents, and flavors of the water. When directed by your teacher, take a drink from the second cup again, thinking about your textures, scents, and flavors. Complete the Venn diagram. Teachers, please pause the video to complete this activity. On your tongue are thousands of taste buds. Your taste buds are responsible for detecting flavors. The 4 main flavors are sweet, sour, bitter, and salty. Think of one food to represent each of these 4 main flavors. Maybe a lemon, chocolate ice cream, a carrot, and popcorn. For example, imagine this food is on the plate in front of you. Start by picturing the food on a plate. Now imagine the smell. Next, imagine being it in your lips. Let your mouth enjoy or savor the taste. What did you notice in your body as you imagined each flavor? Could you taste it in your mouth? Did you notice any physical reactions such as your mouth watering or your lips puckering? Teachers, please pause the video here. I'm guessing that words like spicy, sweet, bland, and chewy are just a few examples your class came up with this lesson. Last week, when we practiced mindful smelling, the characteristics of scents were our specimens. Today, our specimens will be morsels and small pieces of food. In just a moment, you will receive your specimens. When you receive it, look at the morsel mindfully. Notice the shape, color, size, and any markings on it. When prompted by your teacher, close your eyes and focus on the smell of the morsel. Does the scent remind you of anything? Does it bring up any memories? Finally, your teacher will signal you to mindfully taste your morsel. Teachers, please pause the lesson here and guide your students throughout the activity. The senses of seeing, smelling, and tasting are all connected. Just looking at the food may be enough to cause your mouth to water. Did you know that the sense of smell is too important to the sense of taste? That is, your sense of smell were damaged. It would be more difficult to taste the food you eat. That is why food always tastes different when you have a cold. That's all for this week. Next week we will be learning about the mindful movement. Have a great week.
This concludes today's episode of Your Dragon News. And remember, students, overachieve to succeed.